the spaces before I ran this surface matching script. What happened when I ran this window wall ratio script for my project? It actually creates the walls for all the outdoor walls, right? But since I did not run the surface matching script, it also created those windows for my internal walls. For example, if I click on this surface or this space, you can see the internal walls also have windows, which is wrong. So again, I made this mistake on purpose so that you can give a thought. You are supposed to run this surface matching script before you create the windows. Very important. Please note it down. You always run surface matching script before you create the windows. If you already have done this mistake, well, don't worry. We already have provided the surface matching properties here. You can again select these spaces like this. Use your shift plus mouse, shift from keyboard and your mouse, and then go to extensions, run this script again, set window to wall ratio 1, which lives in extensions, open studio user script, alter or add model elements, and then set window to wall ratio. Change the window wall ratio to, let's say, 0.75 this time, offset 1 meter. And let's say if this this window wall ratio script work this time for internal walls, hit OK. Well, did you see it did not work for me? That's bummer, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you don't make those kind of errors. Now I need to fix it.